Hey guys, Harry Thomas here and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my most ambitious ranking yet, my ranking of all 13 Dreamworks animated movies now that I've finally seen and reviewed How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden Worlds. And bearing in mind I won't be including the Dreamworks movies that they made with Aardman, as technically those movies are more Aardman movies than Dreamworks. I'm just counting 100% Dreamworks movies, so without further ado, if you want to know my best and worst Dreamworks movies, then just keep watching. At number 32, my worst pick for Dreamworks movie, The Boss Baby. Screw this piece of shit. So how the Academy can nominate this for Best Animated Feature over the Lego Batman movie, I have no fucking clue. At number 31, the second worst Dreamworks movie, Shrek the Turd. Thankfully, Dreamworks have improved their inclusions to trilogy after this piece of garbage. At number 30, Trolls. How could Dreamworks follow up the masterpiece that was Kung Fu Panda 3 with this commercial bullshit? Not even Anna Kendrick could redeem this. At number 39, The Penguins of Madagascar. This was a unnecessary and a cheaper spin-off to the Madagascar franchise that we learn literally nothing new about the penguins. It was a nothing plot, a nothing villain. It's the Minions of Dreamworks. At number 28, Turbo. Just take the plot of Pixar's Cars, just like what Disney did with Planes that exact same year, and have snails as the protagonists. It doesn't work. At number 27, unpopular opinion but over the hedge, the most disappointing movie from my childhood, and fuck RJ, he's a dick. At number 27, Mr. Peabody and Sherman. Critics were too generous to this movie. Apart from the lovable boy and his dog story, this movie is a lackluster and bland history lesson. At number 26, Home. I don't hate Home, please don't hurt me. I was still fond of the friendship with O and Tits, but the adventure side of it was executed boringly. At number 24, Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. At least it's less shitty than The Boss Baby, as the art style of this movie is closer to the books, but it's certainly not deserving of an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's still one of DreamWorks' meh movies, especially when you have a villain called Professor Poopy Pants. At number 23, oh man, I'm going to receive some backlash for this choice, but Ants, DreamWorks' first and most overrated movie to me. While this movie may be revolutionary for CGI animation at the time, this wasn't the movie to put DreamWorks on the map. A Bug's Life is the far superior movie, as that movie puts story before visuals. At number 22, The Croods. The Croods really should have just been taking place in the gorgeous looking jungle. After a weak and cringe-inducing first act, the movie does finally take flight once they get to that jungle. At number 21, Bee-Movie, an educational movie for families about why bees are important to the environment, but the courtroom stuff just dragged on and on. At number 20, get yourself down to the car wash, Shark Tale. Please don't hurt me, I think Shark Tale's a little overly hated. Don't get me wrong, sure, it could lay off the pop culture, but it's DreamWorks' most hilarious movie. At number 19, Monsters vs. Aliens. This was one of their promising movies, and it did deserve to start a franchise. It has a awesome protagonist, Susan, fun, but it is let down by a lack of what is promised in the title, Monsters vs. Aliens. At number 18, it pains me that I can't put a DreamWorks hand-drawn movie higher on the list, but The Road to El Dorado. This is the weakest of the hand-drawn DreamWorks classics, but it's still a little underrated, and it didn't deserve to bottom, and it still gave us one of the most quotable lines in a DreamWorks movie: both is good. At number 17, Shrek Forever After, the movie made to redeem the franchise after Shrek the Turd, and for the most part it does. At least Forever After takes the franchise in a new direction with the alternative universe, though Shrek is an unlikable douchebag to Fiona and his own kids when he smashes the cake at their birthday party. At number 16, Megamind. I do like the concept of a supervillain attempting to do good, and Roxanne, she was a badass love interest, but the opening was a straight up rip-off of Superman. At number 15, the movie that kicked off our DreamWorks' most iconic franchises, my mum's personal favourite series from DreamWorks that still has me moving it, and loving it, Madagascar. Awesome humour and characters, an original location, the island of Madagascar, and an unpredictable twister towards the third act, even if the villains could have been stronger. At number 14, in its superior sequel, Madagascar Escape to Africa. DreamWorks sequels are known for topping their predecessors, and Escape to Africa is no exception. It gives more depth to our Zoosters by Alex reuniting with his parents, and it gives every single character a subplot and something to do, even if the villain is again the weakest part. At number 13, the third and for me personally favourite in the Madagascar trilogy, Madagascar 3: Europe's Most Wanted. And sure, this movie forgot about Alex's parents entirely, but this is still the most awesome of the trilogy for me, as the circus characters. They were even more likeable than our four Madagascar protagonists, especially Vitaly the tiger, who may be the best character in this entire series. And they finally fixed the villain, Dubois. She is just the best. At number 12, Puss in Boots, best spin-off movie ever made, period. Just whenever Puss does his big old eyes, you can't help but be generous to this terrific movie. It was the right decision to not have Shrek in this movie whatsoever, and just focus on Puss's backstory with Kitty Softpaws and Humpty Dumpty, and the third act is one of the most epic and heart-wrenching I've ever seen in a DreamWorks film. Number 11, DreamWorks is most forgotten because sadly it just received a straight-to-VHS release, not cinematic, Joseph, King of Dreams, but in all honesty deserved a cinematic release. This is a epic, underrated retelling of the classic Bible story, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and better than the musical for me, as well as a worthy prequel to Prince of Egypt. And number 10 is a tie with two movies, the first being Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, one of DreamWorks' most underrated, and this was sadly the final hand-drawn animated movie from the studio, but this is one of DreamWorks' darkest and most thrilling adventure movies, Eris being one of DreamWorks' funnest villains, and the second being Rise of the Guardians. It sucks that and the second being Rise of the Guardians. Sadly, this movie was released in an overly crowded fall 2012 movie season with Skyfall, A Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2, and The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. How the fuck did Twilight outgrows this masterpiece that encourages kids it's awesome to believe in your childhood legends? The number 9 spot is also a tie between two movies, the first being Kung Fu Panda. This movie is pure awesomeness. DreamWorks' most surprising movie. What we predicted would be a movie that's the quality of The Boss Baby turned out to be a endearing animated classic with characters with deep backstories and freaking badass kung fu battles. At number 9, Shrek, the movie that put them on the map. This should have been DreamWorks' first movie instead of Ants. Shrek is an all-out animated classic that avoids all the cliches of the Disney princess movies with a wonderful message: you are beautiful no matter what they say. At number 8, Shrek 2, a perfect sequel in my eyes. This was the first of the DreamWorks sequels that are even better than the original. The fairy godmother best Shrek villain. Love the second half where we see Shrek in human form. That was such a deeper storytelling move. The series never got better than Shrek 2 after this one. At number 7, Kung Fu Panda 2. If you thought the first Kung Fu Panda was awesomeness, Kung Fu Panda 2 is even more of that awesomeness. Po's backstory is one of the saddest that I have ever seen for a character. Po goes from a goofball to a freaking mature badass throughout this movie, and Lord Shen, one of the finest animated villains ever. This movie literally opens with him committing genocide on pandas. This movie has balls. At number 6, I totally get it if you like Kung Fu Panda 2 more, but Kung Fu Panda 3. Po fully completes his journey from student to teacher and must decide which father he belongs with, Lee or Mr. Ping, Kai being the greatest Kung Fu Panda villain as he is Oogway's personal foe, and the opening with Kai versus Oogway, one of the best openings to a movie I've ever seen. At number 5, The Prince of Egypt, one of the greatest animated masterpieces of all time. The Prince of Egypt it is superior to any of the live-action adaptations of the Exodus story, with some of the most epic animation ever, especially the plagues and the passing at the Red Sea. Strong female characters with Zipporah and Miriam, and it's bold to tell the tragedy of Moses and Ramesses' fallouts. At number 4, Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron, the best of the DreamWorks hand-drawn movies. This movie is powerful, and it has some of the most beautiful silence animation I have ever seen, period. At number 3, How to Train Your Dragon, the first and the most consistent and greatest franchise ever made. A heartwarming tale of why peace trumps war any day, and the greatest friendship I've ever seen in film with Hiccup and Toothless. At number 2, How to Train Your Dragon 2, my favourite sequel of all time. How to Train Your Dragon 2 is as epic as sequels go. Wonderful inclusion of Hiccup's mother explained why Hiccup is the way he is as a character. Drago Bloodfist being one of the most formidable family film villains. Stoic's death elevated this movie to be truly the Empire Strikes Back of animation. And my number 1 favourite DreamWorks movie is How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World. Go and check out my review for my full thoughts, and you'll see why I am proud to call this epic conclusion the number 1 best DreamWorks movie. Whoa, I had never gone through a ranking so rapidly. Undoubtedly, that's what happens when you have 32 movies to rank in order. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this ranking. And what are your best and worst DreamWorks movies? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google Plus and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time when I review the Lego Movie 2, the second part, as well as I have the Harry Awards coming soon. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.